Good morning, World History Cardinals. This is Miss Wall. Today's date is February 24th. Today on the homepage, I just want to draw to your attention that the POB student government has sent you a video and it's entitled Welcome Back. So today in class, I will probably show you that clip. I don't know how well you can hear it with my speakers, but I will show you that video. And then afterwards, we will go into our lesson today. Our lesson today starts at Unit 3. And as we scroll down, I've made the proper changes since we did not have class yesterday. But today, we will be talking and discussing the Mongol Empire. For the past 2 days, Monday and last Friday, we had a discussion on the Middle Ages. And the last discussion was basically trying to define feudalism from having a system of nobility being served by the impoverished, the serfs, which eventually become indentured servants, who eventually become a system of where you say you have peasants who work for a higher power. The one thing I wanted you to understand out of that, just from the warm up alone, was that the plague made many things about that age dark. The similarities of that time frame with what's going on in America now, or basically the whole world. And then the idea that the second picture denoted a brighter backdrop. However, it was still a system where people were having to work for their keep. The only thing that's different is that they honestly did not mind in that time frame. The people wanted to feel protected, especially especially after the fall of Rome. When all hope is gone, like I said, most human beings turn to faith, which is why we started the lesson with world religions. Okay, make sure you write the goal statement that says, I can describe the location of the Mongol Empire and how its size changed over time. Write the goal statement. I can describe the location of the Mongol Empire and how its size changed over time. The essential question is, what role did those Mongol invasions have on the opening of trade routes in Asia? This entire lesson today is about the proclaimed historical figure named Genghis Khan. So it opens with a TED Talk. It opens with a TED Talk about the history of Genghis Khan. I really, really, really need each student to make sure they click on this link. The video is, and I know you can't really hear that. It's probably making a staticky noise, but watch it with the captions on so you can take notes and pause however you need, and then answer the 8 questions below by clicking preview and then test yourself on what you've learned. Honestly, because there's a possibility that we may end up having exams since the government keeps changing, it is important and crucial now at this point that you guys really write down these quiz questions. Things are changing in the government every day. So we need to be really, really aware of the fact that we are learning as much as we can. Remember, that's why you have so much work. It's because they have to shove it all in at a quicker pace in order for you to be prepared for a possible exam. Next, you have an activity about the Mongol Empire. Note, it says the following document will walk you through information on the Mongol Empire. There will be text and pictures to analyze and space for you to write in. This sheet will also serve as a study guide. Just like the last one in lesson 3, where you got a chance to do a PowerPoint and take guided notes, you're getting that opportunity here. So we're going to click on this button so I can open it in another tab. In this tab, it's just like a document you had done before, except this one will not be graded. However, I still want to see you do it. The objective: where was the Mongol Empire located? Just to give yourself an idea. How did geography and historical circumstances lead to the rise of the Mongol Empire? This document is going to describe the location of the empire and how its size changed over time. This document is going to predict how geographic features impacted the expansion of the Mongol Empire. And then this document will also describe the events in Genghis Khan's life and how it led to the rise of the Mongol Empire. So the introduction is the location, and you have a map and questions. The questions in these documents are on the right margin. Some may be on the left, but they do give you space to write. You do get space to write. Just make sure you remember to make a copy. So you have Europe. Here is the Middle East, which is, again, the original Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia. And then here's Africa, which we always basically refer just to Egypt as one of the original river valleys. And then here's India, which represents Indus Valley. And then Asia, basically this part of China, which makes up the fourth. It says here that you have steppes, which is a plain. It's a large flat area of land that has no trees. And then here you have the Himalayan mountains. So the Himalayan range has many of the Earth's highest peaks, like Mount Everest. They include over 50 mountains exceeding 23,000 feet in elevation. And then you have oceans and bodies of water and, eventually other continents. But here is the region that makes up the Mongolian Empire. It started in the steppes of Central Asia. So the question basically asks, how might geography help or hinder the expansion? Well, I think you guys can tell that if you're on flat land, there's a lot you can do. However, if they're trying to move from this area to get into Europe or to even get over here to the Middle East, it's going to be kind of difficult if they go through this range because it's mountains. That's just common sense. And if you're in an area of the steppes and it has no trees, then it's a possibility there's no water. So that would also be an issue. And then the second part says the growth of the Mongol Empire, and it tells you how it was led by Genghis Khan and his sons and his grandsons, and how they basically ended up ruling modern day Russia, China, Korea, Southeast Asia, Persia, India, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. So it shows that over time they were still able to spread no matter about the geographic issues. Okay, so you see over time 1206 through 1279. And then you answer the see, the think, and the wonder. It's just like the 3-2-1 activity. 3, list 3 things you see in the maps above. 2, what do you think caused the changes? And then the one part, they're just saying write 2 questions you have about the map. And so then they give you a vocabulary term, transcontinental empire. And then here are 2 questions right here. At the height of its power, the Mongol Empire controlled large territory in which 2 continents? And all you have to do is look at the map. Think about 1279. Which 2 continents are they conquering? And you can use this as your cheat sheet. If they're all the way over here, I think you can see the answer. And then you're going to put that answer right here where the cursor is and on the other side of the cursor. And then you scroll down and you read more. It's telling you flat out the Mongol Empire was the largest contiguous empire in history. Look at that. We're talking about 9.27 million square miles. So then they wanted you to make predictions, make a list of the predictions. And you are predicting how they gain that control. So they gave you 4 bullet points. You do not have to fill out all 4, but at least do half. Okay? And then scroll down. And then there's a little video link right here that tells you about Genghis Khan. It's a Vimeo. It is important that you watch this video. It will do everything that you need it to do. Okay? So see, it works. And then once you take those notes on that, and they give you more videos, you do the same thing. You do the see, think, and wonder again. And then, honestly, guys, I am going to omit this section. I'm not going to erase it. You do not have to do this section. Last semester kids didn't really get much out of this section. So I'm just going to make it easy on you and just tell you not to do that part. So don't do task 1. Don't do task 2. Sorry. But I do want you to do task 3 because task 3 is important. Okay? Task 3 wants you to identify 3 events in Genghis Khan's life and explain how the events led him to become the leader of the largest land empire in history. He had to be a good, bad dude in order to take over that much land. And then once you're done with that, you have your closure and you just basically answer this like you did when we were talking about ancient Rome and Sparta. Well, when we were talking about ancient Greece and Rome, it says, based on the video and information you read today, would you have wanted to live in the Mongol Empire? Why or why not? And then respond to 2 peers. And then that's it, guys. That is today's lesson on a whole. If you have any questions, just talk to me during class or after class when people are gone. You can talk to me during asynchronous time. All right, guys, have a good day.